Yo, what is going on, everybody? I am your host, Slackerz Gaming, bringing you the next matchup in the DLC character tournament. So real quick, if you're new and you haven't seen any of these episodes before, few rules for you. One vote per person. Vote down in the comments by simply typing the name of a character from today's matchup. Just simply type their name. That's how you vote for them. Again, one vote per person. Voting stays open for 1 week, so next week we'll figure out the winner and the loser of today's matchup. And I'm actually kind of showing it on screen, so I kind of gave it away, so I'll just go up here. You guys can see the results, but if there's a tie, I'll flip a coin. And yeah, pretty much those are the simple rules. Again, vote for who you personally would want. If this, if it came down to you picking between these two characters, regardless of if they're a spirit, if they're an assist trophy, if, whatever you think. If it came down to you picking for one of these two characters to be in the game as DLC character, who would you personally put in as a character? That's kind of how the voting works. So we got to go over the results, which you can see on screen. So the results from last week was obviously Edelgard, one of the three main protagonists from the upcoming Fire Emblem Three Houses game for the Nintendo Switch, and taking on Dr. Eggman from the iconic villain from the Sonic series. And you can tell Dr. Eggman ended up winning 62 votes to 31. There's quite a bit of people that voted Eggman, but still said they wouldn't mind seeing Edelgard. And kind of when I explained Edelgard in, her matchup last week, I'll go over it again today. Just kind of a little recap on how I think she would work better instead of a sword user. But a lot of people seem, or not a lot, but at least a few people seem to agree with kind of what I was saying. So we'll get into that. So yeah, Eggman moves on. Eggman will be facing Sora in the next round. Good luck, Dr. Eggman. But yeah, so Edelgard drops to the loser bracket. Now loser bracket, you lose twice, you're done. Obviously, these characters down here already have one loss, so if they lose, they're done from the tournament. So today's matchup, Waluigi taking on Edelgard, and we got to talk about the assist trophies, why they're in the tournament again, because we got Waluigi, Skull Kid, Isaac, and Shadow, and I gotta tell you why they're in the tournament again, because I always got to bring it up, so let's do it. So first up, Waluigi, again with the other three assist trophies I just listed. We put him in the tournament because a viewer came up with the idea, and I liked the idea, so I put it into the tournament, where I took a small group of assist trophies and said maybe they have the possibility of being promoted, from assist trophy to DLC fighter, potentially. We're not expecting it to happen, but potentially it could happen, maybe. So yeah, that's why Waluigi's in here. So I guess we'll just go over, he's controversial, there's a lot of people that hate him because of, the two people on social media around E3 time that were harassing Sakurai. Again, don't do that. That is not cool. Never do that. Don't harass anybody, ever. Don't care. Real life, social media, never do it. But yeah, so, his character kind of got a lot of negative feedback from fans, and then it also got a lot of mainstream media attention as well. I mean, there was newspapers and, journalists and, media outlets were reporting on this, this character that didn't become playable in Smash Bros., which was so bizarre. Like, that's never happened before. Like, Waluigi got so much attention for not being playable yet again, and a lot of people started, he became such a huge meme and such a big thing back around E3. I mean, still to this day he is, and a lot of people want him in the game playable because he's a meme. But me personally, I've been on the Waluigi bandwagon since before pre-Brawl, so I'm actually a real fan of the character. I like him for his quirkiness and his attitude. I made a moveset potential video for him about a month ago or so. So, I mean, and I kind of demonstrated quite a few moves that he could have. So, a moveset for him would be pretty interesting. Some people think he should represent the, Mario spin-off games. Or maybe the Mario sports games, kind of in his moveset. But, yeah, he's got a lot of potential for movesets. I mean, hey, I would love to see him in the game. But it kind of, it comes back to this. This is creepy, by the way. I don't know why I chose this. But it kind of comes back to the rule. Vote for who you personally would want. Again, if Sakurai and Nintendo came up to you and said, all right, you get to choose the last, or a DLC character, and it's between Waluigi and Edelgard, who would you personally put in? That's kind of how I want you guys to view the voting for this. And yeah, it doesn't matter that he's an assist trophy. That that rule is just kind of thrown out for the tournament. Okay, but I don't. Again, he's controversial, but if Nintendo, because Nintendo's the one that is picking the DLC this time around, did they maybe say, hey, you know what, Waluigi, he's been such a big, talking point for the company since E3, since his reveal as an assist trophy, sadly, my opinion. But, I mean, there'd be a ton of people that probably buy it, honestly. Whether for the meme or whatever it might be, a lot of people would buy them. And again, just one simple line of coding in the game, it would just disable his assist trophy. You don't need his assist trophy and a playable character, although it would be a pretty Waluigi thing to do, have Waluigi be playable and then he pulls out an assist trophy and Waluigi pops out. Like, what's going on? But, that'd be interesting. But let me get to Waluigi's opponent, Edelgard, here for a quick second. So, back on the Fire Emblem Wiki so you guys can get a bit of better understanding. Like I said a bit earlier, Edelgard's going to be one of the three main characters from the three houses coming up for the Switch in, like the first half of 2019 sometime. I don't remember the exact release date, but she's an aristocrat, so I'll just kind of read right here. An aristocrat, which is a new class in the game, that wields axes, swords, and magic in battle, which is pretty cool. I like that, because like when I was saying last week, and when I was kind of mentioning other people, I think I mentioned this, other people started kind of agreeing with this is how they would want Edelgard to be portrayed, because they don't really need another, Fire Emblem doesn't need another sword user. Some people think, okay, we've had enough Fire Emblem altogether. I can agree to an extent. I just say if Fire Emblem gets a new character, let's mix it up a bit. Let's not get a sword user. So that's where I think the axes and the magic, portion of the character should really be the main focus for Edelgard's moveset. I mean, kind of like a Robin in a sense. Robin's got the Levin sword, but Robin also has magic that he uses. So I think they could kind of go that route. An axe wielder would be pretty... honestly, I would kind of like an axe user from Fire Emblem. Would be pretty unique. It stands out. Again, it all kind of goes back to how is Nintendo looking at the DLC. Are they going to use it as promoting future characters for their games, such as Fire Emblem Three Houses? Maybe, I think I read there was the game got data mined and they went through all the spirits, and Psylocke from Metroid Prime 4 wasn't a spirit, so maybe they're gonna save Psylocke for future promotion, maybe a playable character, because Psylocke seems to play a pretty big role in the upcoming Metroid Prime 4 game. So, it all depends on how Nintendo is viewing, how they want to go with DLC. Are they just going to go with stuff for their game or for their console that they can personally promote? Or are they going to go third party and just go, you know what, let's just knock the socks off everybody. Let's break down the door on the internet. Let's have it explode. Let's announce, whoever, Sora, Banjo, blah, 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 all the such huge names, I don't know, it kind of comes down to that. But, I don't know, I think Edelgard has a strong possibility, honestly. But again, vote for who you personally want. And do I need to tell you who I'm voting for? I mean, it's pretty obvious. I wear the hat pretty much every video. I mean, I got that guy in the background pretty much every video as well, so take a guess who I'm voting for. Not Edelgard, not in this case. Of course I'm voting Waluigi, but wanted him. He's been my number one want since Brawl. I get he's an assist trophy, and I get he's probably not being playable. Most likely he's not being playable in this game. I'll live with it, okay? I can live with it, but yeah, my vote's for Waluigi. Again, the voting comes down to if Nintendo came to you and said, all right, you get to pick between Waluigi and Edelgard, and one of them will be a DLC playable character in Smash Ultimate. Who would you vote for? That's how you should look at this voting. So, me, like I said, I'm voting Waluigi. This one should be interesting. Could be a bit of a, I don't know, kind of a weird one, honestly. A character in Waluigi that very controversial at taking on a character from a series that a lot of people think, all right, no, we're done with it. We don't need to see that anymore. So this one should be interesting. I think I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna like the way this vote. Either way, I'm fine with whatever the vote comes out to be. And again, more people vote for Waluigi, cool. More people want to vote for Edelgard, cool. No matter what, good. But yeah, so I usually like to end these episodes off by showing a sneak peek for tomorrow's matchup, and we're back in the winners bracket. Tomorrow's a really good matchup. Check this out. It's up here somewhere. There we go. We're starting round 2 in the winners bracket. Bandana Waddle Dee taking on Crash Bandicoot. Check out, and Bandana Waddle Dee's in the #1 seed, so Bandana Waddle Dee and Steve from Minecraft both had a first round bye. The only 2 characters that had a bye. But Crash Bandicoot coming off 134 votes against Hayachi in the first matchup of the tournament. Pretty nuts, so there you go. I guess you can see, you know, Wednesdays and Thursdays matchup as well, but hey, there we go. Good matchup coming up tomorrow. We got another good one today, Waluigi Edelgard. Again, vote down in the comments who you got between the 2 characters. 1 vote per person. But I guess there's nothing really more to say. I showed you the matchup. Yeah, vote down in the comments. Again, I'm going to reiterate this. Vote for who you personally would put in the game. Who you personally would want. So, there you go. That's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I look forward to reading your votes as usual. So, yeah, I guess hopefully we catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.